going, as in the top left side. I'm going to have ourselves the red Zerg. It is going to be Reynor, as we have a couple more Reynor series to go, as he looks to bounce back from the loss to Percival. He's now 2-2 in this group. Zoun is 2-2 in this group. Obviously sets us up into a very interesting place. See what is going to happen. Let's see how things are going to go. Reynor top left, Zoun bottom right. Genuinely very excited. I mean, that was a great previous series. I'm sure Reynor's not feeling so great about it, but great for us as viewers, and we get to go on. See what's gonna happen. Alright, hatch coming through. Onto the natural. You get that up and rolling, and it takes some time to settle after, like I say, a bit of a crazy prior game. Recovering a little bit myself as we head into the ZvP. And it will be, like I say, back-to-back ZvPs with Reynor versus Zoun, then versus Nightmare. This might be where the day kind of speeds up a little bit. Might be where the day speeds up a little bit, because it is that kind of point where Reynor likes to play kind of more aggressive kind of ZvP stuff, so I do think that that will be interesting. Nexus Cybercore coming in, just gonna get that settled in for the moment. Everyone just AFK? Ay, ay, ay. Everyone's just like, hey! Last game was 30 minutes long. I'll watch the start of this one. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, Link speed coming about. I'm just going to see the Stargate coming through. Nexus is about to finish. The Adept and the Warp Gate still coming about as well. Let's have ourselves the couple Lings, a couple drones coming over, the hatch coming through. Adept will shade to the upper left. Again, Stargate about to finish. Link speed coming about. And a few Lings coming about, Queen and So coming through. It's a lot of Lings actually, so Reynor going to have a pretty hefty attempt to put some pressure in toward the bottom right-hand side. So that's definitely going to be something we keep our eyes on here next few moments. Look to see how that goes as the Lings and the Ling speed will finish. Overlord on the way, and Drone coming out. Let's continue to get this on the go for the moment. Quadrate building by, the Warp Gate coming up. Again, the Gateway and the couple of probes coming over for now. Let's have ourselves a lot of units on my right side from Reynor gathering up. A couple Lings going to start making their way forward and just going to dive straight on through over there, so pushing straight in. Drones going down to the Oracle harass, but pretty well defended. And like I say, this kind of spam of Lings that Reynor made is exactly for this purpose right now. As we arrive onto the third. And we take that down, so just going to take that down immediately. And the Oracle coming back through. Probe is going to take some damage. Just going to see the couple of Adepts coming up. I'm just going to be seeing the assimilators building on the natural as well. Next drops onto the third base, and we have the pylon building too, so a little bit more coming about. Again, Road Drone coming about, the drone's coming over, Lings and the Overlords coming by, the Queen in production. We do have Twilight Council and Forge and Nexus all building on the side of Zoun. Full Probe still building up as well. And Twilight and Forge continue to come about. Still got that pylon coming in. Just going to be seeing the Void Ray able to get in after the Overlord, so... Oracle actually going to go down at the same time. Man, this is kind of brutal. Oracle goes down. We'd only build one. We might even want to go back and build another now. Well, depths will shade. Just going to see the couple of lings going to get pushed around as well. It's just going to get shaved off over there for a couple of moments. And yeah, lings will continue to gather up. The roach is coming about. Drones in the lair building through. Evo chamber being added. The depths will be there to push the zerglings back to the other side. Again, 8 roaches coming through the lair and the drones all coming up as well. Get those assimilators into place. Roach speed plus 1 missiles. Again, the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon coming through. The couple extra gates coming about. The Adept's going to get in after those Zerglings. Still having the +1 and Blink full building for the moment. So bringing a lot of that through. A couple of gates and probes coming up as well. And the Queens are going to get there to chase the Oracle around also. There's the Fleet Beacon on the way, so Zoun going to play into this double Stargate quickly after the +1 and Blink, so very quickly going to rapidly kind of get himself to additional air units. What is it with Protoss players? Yesterday, Heroes trying double Stargate openings. Now we're playing Blink into fast double Stargate. We're just going to rush Tempest. It's crazy. Protoss players are loving the rush to the later game. +1 missiles, Roach Speed coming through. The mothership is going to begin building. 4 more cannons producing by as the battery comes up as well. Again, plenty of roaches on the way right now. As that +1 missiles and Roach Speed will finish. But Reynolds just throwing down the infestation pit. So he's not going to get aggressive. He's not going to look to kind of just ramp up into one big attack into this. He is instead going to play the longer term game with the tech units and structures coming down instead and looking to go from there. A little Overlord pick off as well. Tempest will go in after the Zerglings. Roaches will not really be able to do too much, right? Like, the Stalkers can blink, Tempest can do damage that the Roaches can't contest. I mean, you're teching up, you may as well wait for the tech unit to be here before you take a fight. Reynolds got a good economy with 83 workers, and he's heading into the, Spire to get characters out, and the Hive for the spellcasters as well, I'd imagine. Let's do attack. Charge coming through. Tectonic destabilizers coming up as well. Mothership about to complete. Tempest in production. Templar Archives, Gateways. And the Nexus all still coming by as well. Testers still coming by, that Hive still coming up. Then we set up across 4 bases right now. Neural Parasite will be on the way. +2 missiles, +1 melee, +1 carapace. We're going to get through for the moment. Still getting that Overlord speed up and running. The Hive is not far from being done. I honestly thought we were done with kind of sit back and not much happens games, but apparently not. Today just has a vibe for those, huh? I mean, Zoun Kier, if you hear early on Mothership, was a very sit back and wait for 20 minutes kind of situation as well. Internal glands, all the upgrades coming about. Just going to see the Neural Parasite obviously finishing very shortly as well, and it's going to be seeing that Ultra Cavern about halfway done also. Continue to get settled here. Let's just have the Storm coming up, the +2 attack coming up. Air weapon's going to be a part of that, as well as a couple of extra gates in a Robo facility building through too. I think Roach will take down the rocks, opening up a little bit more space in the center of the map. There's so much creep everywhere. To be fair, Zoun basically gets to kind of do as he wishes. Like, he got into the Tempest, and that led the way, or paved the way for him to be able to, again, do as he wished from that point, and that's exactly what he does now. Roach on the right, Hatchery up the right side as well. The Void Ray just going after a few Lings. Got Ultras on the way from Reynor, so going to have an improved army from him shortly. I mean, he's got all the things on the way. Chitinous Plate and Corruptible Shroud. Giving himself a lot of different options to be able to more or less kind of deal with this, yeah, just kind of deal with this army of Zoun in the near future. Things will chase, and those Zealots will be hunted. The Roach is going to get there as well. The ship just nice to obviously help out. Still, my issue for Reynor's army more than anything might just be those Roaches. How are you going to trade out those Roaches even half reasonably to kind of clear space for other things? I'm not quite sure. Best gather. Well, Queen's going to shoot Observer, taking shots. Again, +3 attack, +2 air weapons, shields coming by as well. Maybe seeing a couple of gates coming through too. And a couple of cannons still coming about. Spire is on the way. Things will come over. Sami actually from his down, retreating back down the bottom a little bit. Just going to move in over there. A couple cannons and gateways all on the way over as well. The Spire is coming up. The drones in production. You're going to see the big army on the right side. So this is going to be where he tries to use the Roaches behind the Ultras. That might be a reasonable way to get something done, but as the Archons show up, it feels like we're really not going to get anything done quickly at least. So still doesn't exactly feel great. The Stalkers attacking on the other side are going to get cleaned up as the Infestors catch a fungal on them. We replace Zealots immediately here, and 4 new Ultras and a bunch more Lings on the way from Reynor. The other day in the WardiTV Monday Cup, well, yesterday, he actually played some great ZvP and had some really impressive fights later in the game, so right now, I don't know if I feel great about his army, but I do feel great in the fact that I watched some of his games yesterday and haven't watched those games. He came in with some very, impressive trades that I wasn't expecting him to be able to at points, so. Is it an issue that he still doesn't have Corruptors, though? Is that maybe a problem? He's up against 5 Tempests and 1 Void. And the Mothership. It's kind of rough. It's like if you make Corruptors, they're only really good for fighting those units, but then if you don't make Corruptors, do you just get overwhelmed by the Sky units eventually as well? Yeah, maybe you just kind of play around ignoring the air units for now and then rebuilding to Corruptors if you need it. It's an interesting choice to kind of decide on because, like I say, you don't have endless amounts of army supply free, so if you don't have endless amounts of army supply, you can't just do everything. So it might just be worth trying to win out on the ground specifically at first. And then, using stuff like just the Infestors and so to try and fight the Skies in whatever way you can. I mean, to be fair, enough Neurals, and that's going to be a way to fight the Skies as well, to be honest, so yeah, maybe this is just fine. Ignore Corruptors and then just kind of get yourself in a position where you Neural some of the Tempests if you need to. And just ignore the fact that, because again, if Tempests are in a fight, they don't do a lot of DPS, as the fight is going on. It's usually their poking power from afar that is really effective. Comes the Tempest Splash up. Just see a couple of Spore Crawlers there in some trouble. Spine Crawlers too. Big fight brewing right now. Here we go. Love the time up on the right side, but the Ultras will make their way down. Neurals begin to come into play, and we will not get rid of too many of those Infestors. The Neurals will help. The Archons are doing their thing. Reynor's supply, though, has disappeared. Does he at least clean up a good portion of this army? I'm going to go ahead and say not really. That one Ultra remaining is going to go down too. I mean, Reynor rebuilds, so does Zoun. This time Reynor does rebuild into Corruptors and decides they are going to be necessary now. That was not ideal, to say the least. It was not ideal. Any Corruptors coming through, the Ultra's still building, +3 melee upgrade in production as well right now. Just going to be seeing the extra Corruptors and Lings all still building. This is a base top right as well, just salting the wound right now as Reynor is definitely hurting. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to recover from this. It feels pretty dire for him. Lost his army, had to rebuild. I mean, his rebuild is fine. It's just losing the bases on top of that, then that rebuild just feels extremely rough and difficult to kind of step away from. The Zerglings get their kind of butts into gear on that right side base, but it doesn't really do much for probes. You get a Tempest for free from these Corruptors already, so that's nice. And any freebies are taken in this scenario. Never say no to a freebie. Corruptors come back around at the moment. Ultra's coming about. Just going to be seeing the High Templars and the Sentry and the Cannons all coming through too. Stalkers just going to go in after those Zerglings, so a few Lings taking some damage. Great Spire on the way. Reynor definitely looking for some possible answers as this game progresses further. Seeing if he can find a move in a Broodlords would definitely not be a bad thing to kind of end up on eventually, so definite possibilities there. Another few units just gathering up. Ultra's going to dive down. Stalker's going to get jumped on. Just going to be seeing the cannons. Going to be in some trouble. We actually see the Corruptors trying to chase into the center there. We are going to be seeing the recall down to deal with these Ultras. Stay back off, but that puts the recall on cooldown at least. Just one storm under the Corruptors is pretty much all we find on the side of Zoun in that moment or so. And a few Infestors coming online. The few Lings are coming up. The +3 Carapace is on the way through as well at the moment. Dark Shrine, Stargate's all building. The Lings get caught in a Stasis Ward. And the Ling Ultra army wants to figure out where it wants to go to. A few Lings on the bottom just going to run in. The Corruptors end up making their way over to the far left-hand side at the same time. Nice dodge from the Fungal. Beautiful timing on the blink back there. Really nicely done, as you do see those extra Stargates to give Zoun the rebuild capabilities he might just be looking for as this game progresses. Again, probably going to need some Infestor help there, but I'm not sure if there's enough in general to fight that. So many units are elsewhere trying to fight through currently static defense and not really progressing very far. Zoun seems to think he still has the better army and is once again hence pushing the issue and pressing on forward. Reynor did rebound from that previous fight and was able to take some extra bases and get those all set up. Definitely putting him into a better position. As the rest of the Archons and the Tempest still coming around. Actually getting hit, the Corruptors going through, Storm coming down onto the Corruptors as well. Ten Lings, 2 Ultras, all coming by. The Ling's going to take a chance, jump in toward the Stalkers on that right-hand side. At this point, Stalkers are kind of just, they're not dead supply, but they're not great supply. You know, I don't think you're ever upset about losing some of the Stalkers here for other things. There are some scenarios where you kind of do want to keep on, keep some Stalkers upright, but I think the current setup, it's not too crazy to say that we're kind of beyond that. So yeah, I don't hate kind of trading out some Stalkers and replacing them with better things for now. +3 flyer attack coming through here currently as we just have, again, another Nexus and the Archon coming up again. We back around to the right-hand side. Just going to dive onto the cannons. Just going to be seeing the Archons pulling back over the Ultra. Taking some shots. Archon, the +3 armor upgrade. Gathering about there, still a Great Aspire, still coming through with those Broodlords now producing, so Reynor making the dive toward the Broods. He's going to try and utilize that tech in his favor in these next few moments. So getting that set up, the Immortal Archon and so the Tempest as well, fighting their way through that. Just going to be seeing the Corrupted Broodlord still coming about, +3 flyer attack on the way in. Just going to be seeing the Archons still stepping forward as the Tempest continue to go in after that Hatchery, so Hatchery will be taking a few more shots going down here shortly. Infestors keep on moving back around, the Ultra still stepping about also for the moment. Tempest building. Oracle on the way. +3 armor upgrade coming through. The Viper is producing. The Corrupt is on the way. The Ling's coming out. +3 flyer attack coming by. Is just going to be seeing this single probe. Shall fall. And this game not seem to be going really anywhere quickly. I mean, Zoun sat back. Reynor's kind of sat back a little bit as well at this point. A little bit of a standoff here on Winter Madness. 21 minutes deep. A lot of bases to be taken, and Reynor is starting to take a lot of bases now. Zoun definitely has to feel good about how that earlier fight in the game went, but a bit of a different army now with those Broodlords available too. Let's see how Reynor tries to maneuver at the later stages of the game as we chase down a Dark Templar. It's going to be an easy grab. It's going to get the Archons down in the bottom right as well. And yeah, Shadow Stride, +3 armor, continue to come up as we speak. So bringing all of that through. Armor upgrade still coming in as the Ling Ultra gathers up. Hatchery will join together. We're going to be seeing our Broodlord still building in. Reynor will get a few more of those up and running as the Ling Ultra runs in over on that right-hand side. The Archons underneath on the left as well. The Ultras are going to start diving into that position. A couple of Fungals coming down to try and take this fight. Broodlord's able to fight from afar, but that's going to be the last Fungal. Storm's coming down will zone the Corruptors from being able to join this battle, and now the Brood's going to have to step away themselves, try and keep themselves in the best position they possibly can. Reynor's army is disappearing a little bit. I mean, his supply is still there. He's still got money to spend. Has to figure out what he's going to spend it on. He is counterattacking that Ling Ultra on that right side, is doing well. Just trying to find an angle they can actually fight in. A lot of the angles right now, a lot of the fights right now just happening with Storm, so the Corruptors find an open bit of sky. They can get in and get some damage done, but I don't know if this push of Zoun is going to be stopping anytime soon, as he is just sending it onward and into this top side of the map. Ling Ultra pulling back around. Stalker's going to actually get a dive onto the Broods. Reynor's rebuilding Ling Ultra, but I mean, honestly, Zoun I think has the army to fight Ling Ultra as well, so I'm not sure if that's really going to be that much of an issue at all. Just going to be seeing the Ultras and the Lings keep moving through. Stalker's still coming back over again. The rest of the army gathering up. So Ling's coming about, the Ultra's in production, +2 Flyer Carapace, going to be building as well currently. Just going to see the few Lings coming about, the Broodlords stepping over. Just going to get that Ling Ultra army stepping over, and the Stalker's going to take some damage, so a bit more damage being dealt on that one. Again, cannons coming through, the DTs and the High Templars coming up. 3 Archons already on the way in. And Reynor's just sat at like 160 supplies, so he's unable to really do too much in the next few moments. I don't think he's going to be able to break through this position. The Broodlord count is not what it once was. He's mostly mass Ultra. He is not going to make this work, and Zoun is going to take game 1 of the best of 3. I felt like he couldn't really do or find much of anything. On the bottom right-hand side, our Red Protoss is going to be Zoun. On the top left, our blue Zerg player is Reynor. Alright, and game number 2. Get up and rolling. But like I say, been a kind of a wild day, and if Zoun wins this, he goes to 3-2. Reynor would go to 2-3, which would be really wild with Nightmare left to play. Punch Casting Pool coming up, a couple dronies coming by. Just gonna have ourselves the Gateway and Nexus coming through for the moment. Taking a couple of seconds to get ourselves settled in. Game 2 of this BO3. Well, Queen's lane speed coming about as we get settled for a few moments. Take a couple seconds to settle down right here. Link speed, Queen coming about, Stargate on the way over, Stalker and the Warp Gate coming about as well. You can see that Link speed coming through, Warp Gate and the Oracle coming about, a couple of the Probies coming over as well, so just continue to get that going. It's having that depth gathering around. Let's see the Oracle and the Warp Gate then. Coming through, pretty standard stuff. Kind of interesting from Zoun again, such a fast kind of move into Tempest. I've seen so many of the pros players kind of stepping towards some of the faster kind of double Stargate, kind of higher tech Stargate based play recently. I wonder if there's anything it's particularly kind of like open to assault to, like or weak to per se. Gotta be a couple of things where it's a little bit weaker. Just that we're seeing kind of a few players, like I say, playing around with it. Feels like they're pretty confident about it, so it's interesting to see. Anyway, just gonna have a couple oracles moving on the map. There's a Twilight Counselor and a Forge behind this, which is not really too surprising just yet. Get that on the go once more for the moment, so bringing that straight up. Moving through, a couple of Spore Crawler shots coming down. Let's see, the couple of oracles are going to be right there, pushing about for a couple of moments. Again, Rotron building by, the drones and the Overlord in production at the moment. Again, +1 and Blink all building. And that's set up. There's a couple of the gateways and Nexus coming through also. So again, a little bit of this, a little bit of that coming online. The Roach run is halfway done. A couple of oracles is going to fly up through the top side, and you can see the Queens gathering about, the Lair coming through, the Roach run building. What is next for us here? I mean, again, there's the +1 Blink. Are we going to add a second Stargate and Fleet Beacon this time, Zoun? Be shocked if he kind of pulled it off again. I don't know if it's very map dependent as well. He just likes the way the map lays out, kind of being able to play along and poke forward with those Tempests as well. And obviously in this game, I mean, you see a bunch of extra gates coming up, so we're going to get toward, what, 6 gateways here soon for the Blink Stalkers to work from. Just going to go from there and see where we might go, as we just have, again, Lair, a couple of Overlords, the drones all building through, bringing a lot of that up and online. Couple hatches coming about, the Stargate and the Fleet Beacon coming over. Still got that +1 on the Blink coming up as well, as just have the couple of oracles coming through, dropping a little revelation down on the hatchery. The oracles back into the center of the map here as the Stargate and Fleet Beacon continue into play. The oracles will chill out overhead. The rocks is going to start going down. Seconds will pull it over. The stalkers will take a blink and just going to go in after those lings for a couple of moments. Again, +2 in the charge coming by. And battery going to finish up all of those cannons on the way through. The Tempest still in production as well. Melee and Carapace building. Kindling Roach on the way up, Hive on the way. Just again, we're on the way to the Tempest, so Zoun kind of likes what he did last time. He wants to do more of it. Reynor, in comparison, will be well, sat back and wait to see what he can do about it instead. I mean, last game he built a lot of roaches that were kind of unnecessary. He's on way less roaches this time around initially. So I wonder if that will help him just have kind of a smoother entry into the later stages. But I mean, the game went on long enough that you've got to be concerned about more things than just like, wow, you built a lot of roaches early last time. Surely that's not going to be great for you. So it does raise a couple of questions there as Temple Archives finishing soon. Robotics Facility coming up. You can see that Ultra Cavern Spire all coming through. Drones and the Lings coming about as well. So just bringing that up and rolling for the moment. And +2 attack, Storm, +1 air weapons coming about. Just going to get ourselves all settled. The Robo Facility and a couple of gates going through as well. Seven drop lords on the way, so Reynor may be taking a more active approach this time around to really deal with this. Get those drop lords up, get some drop play in toward that main base. The Protoss could be a factor. Storm already completing, just having ourselves again the +3 attack upgrade, +1 air weapons. All building by as well. Still got those couple gates coming through, the forge coming up, cannons and a battery on the way in as well, so again a lot of that just coming straight online. +2 melee, Chitinous plating, +2 carapace. Some little bits and pieces coming by at the moment basically, but mostly just upgrades in general from Reynor, and he is going to be maxed out, so time to start seeing what he can do with that max out and see if he can start finding enough value to run around the map and make some things happen. We have the drop lords currently heading down to the bottom right hand side, already making their way over in toward that main base to see if we can, like I say, get some damage done and maybe start pulling Zoun around a little bit in this matchup. Start putting some work in initially. Tempests can be there with the Stalkers underneath them to support. Immortals producing, the High Templar coming out. There are the Overlords ready to make the play in the main. There's a few Stalkers here, but not enough to get rid of all the Overlords. Now the Tempests on their way over pretty quickly as well. The problem is Tempests do not deal with a lot of the Lings and so on very easily, but we'll see if we can maybe just hold off for a while. At the same time, we're going to Ling Bane our way forward. Another base right here. High Templar there in the front goes down. There are other Storms available. Got to be careful where you run the Ling Bane at this point. At the very least, we're going to get after those probes, and that's a lot of those probes going down. Don't get me wrong though, Reynor gave up a lot of units to do this, but hey, 28 workers. It's a pretty good starting point of some aggression. Now we're going to follow up with Ling Ultras. The drop lords never got away, which is maybe the biggest shame of all, because they probably could have just flown away instantly if they wanted to, and probably would have got out of there if the Tempest weren't going to target fire them. So, missed opportunity to just maintain and sustain. Again, the 5 Ultras currently halfway done, still building up, +3 melee, +3 carapace, coming through too. Get rid of a base on the right side, so no 5th base for you, Zoun, and Reynor just being so much more active this game, and successfully active as well. He is going to kind of continue to headbutt in, and the idea is you're going to kind of chip away at this Zoun setup with the eventual goal being, like, if you chip away at him enough, boom, you will have an army that can eventually trade out nicely against this Protoss force. That's going to be the end goal here. As the storm comes down, the Ling's still trying to surround from two different sides, looking to come on in. Going to recall away because we don't like the fight. I don't really blame him on the recall. I think it was scary. You got surrounded quickly, difficult to assess what's going on. And when you're fully surrounded like that, a bit out of position, it does not feel great, especially with your splash damage being limited. As High Templars were not able to get storms off there quickly either. And obviously Ultras starting to get close to his definite concerns. Through melee and Carapace still building through, and Festus and the Ling still building up as well. Just bringing a lot more of that in as the storm continues into place. Again, the Overseer is going to step to the front. A few more probes going down. A bit more damage being done. The Zealots are going to get there. Zerglin's getting picked away at. A few more Zealots over on that right side. Ling's just going to run straight into the main. Just going to run straight through over on that one. The Ultra's still building up. Festus and Ling's all on the way by. +1 flyer attack upgrade building as well. All those other upgrades still just pouring out. +3 melee, +3 Carapace. The army of Zoun working up the left-hand side. It's 30 probes going down right there. 3 drones only. As obviously we get rid of a hatchery. I mean, the counterattacks from Reynor still being great. Is he ready to fight this larger army? I mean, Zoun, army supply-wise, is equal with Reynor. I mean, getting rid of a base of Reynor is nice, but Reynor's obviously done serious work himself. Zoun is very near to being a 3-base Protoss play. If that right side location goes down, you become a 3-base Protoss. If you're a 3-base Protoss, sticking around long-term in this game is not going to be ideal. You've got Lings in your main to deal with as well. So Reynor definitely has the chance to fight, rebuild, and fight again, but you got to make sure that fight is somewhat effective, otherwise this could be a disaster. Zoun backed away. As those Lings in the main base continue to fight against the Zealot 2. The Dark Shrine goes down, which is a nice grab, removing some of the options that Zoun will have to harass you as this game goes on, so no more DTs for the foreseeable future. And the Ultras are marching down the map once again as they look for a fight in on the left-hand side. There's a few units looking to throw out on the right, but that base is low, and that's why Zoun's army is preemptively protecting it. Ultra dives, Nexus falls. A lot of the other units gathering together now. Microbial Shroud is going to be on its way. Currently about halfway done, just for the moment. 3 additional Infestors in production too, so we are getting ourselves into a lot of those spellcasters that Reynor will love in the deep stages. The only concern is that Zoun is 40 workers and hence maxed out on a massive army supply. And his one army that he has standing in the game is going to be difficult to get rid of, straight up and simple. Like, this is not going to be something that Reynor can just kind of get rid of easily. I can't imagine Zoun wants to wait around. Honestly, like, he's nigh on maxed. I imagine you just go and you just try and go before Reynor has more economy to kind of help fight this. It's very Archon heavy, which is a little bit of a problem to some extent. Great against the Lings, not so great maybe against the Ultras in some kind of degree. Obviously a little bit susceptible to the Neural Parasites if they come in from far enough as well. Reynor will just give up the top right base. Already counterattacking the bottom right side, looking to again keep Zoun all in on 3 bases. Yep, that base is almost definitely going to go down, but so is this one from Reynor, who's just going to keep on trying to buy himself time. And Neural Parasite is nowhere close to being done, and is that a major factor that he needs to kind of help him out here? Like, this feels bad right now, because he needs to fight this army, and I don't know if he can fight this army. As he loses bases, he will lose production to rebuild and remax with, and that's an issue as well. He's going to try and come around from both angles, heading all the way around the right side. Those Lings actually just going to get caught. The Ultras as well, move commanding through, pop the Mothership cloaking. Reynor has 4 Ultras on the way out. Army supply is 121 to 113, so it's not as much as it was from Zoun. Obviously, okay, he just adds on 10 High Templar, but they're all the way back at home. Does Zoun want to wait around for them? He might in the end. Tense couple of moments, couple of drones begin going down already. As Zoun pushes around the left. Reynor clearly has not felt comfortable picking a fight. Zoun is still trying to find an expansion as well, by the way. Like, he is still trying to expand. He's just not being allowed it. So Reynor doing a great job of maintaining this scenario. Is he going to be able to take this engagement through? He's got so much money to spend. He does not have lava to rebuild with, though. So he doesn't have the bank. He can't actually spend his bank, so he has to win this right now. There is Neural. That's one of the things he was waiting for. help him to push forward here, as the Archons will fight against the rest of this Protoss army, but Reynor's supply is low, and like I say, no lava to help him out right now. Oh, it's very close. 7 Corruptors on the way, as the Tempests are maybe going to become the issue in the end. Those Immortals in the back not being touched, and Reynor's army is not getting it done. The Mothership recalls the reinforcements across the map, jumps onto this hatchery, and Reynor is going to lose his natural, and I just don't see him winning a fight from here. Anything he rebuilds right now just feels like more of the same that wasn't quite good enough before. The only difference being now, there's not enough Archons to really fight against the Corruptors. They recall back to the bottom side, and Zoun will just reset for the moment, as he will just say, okay, well, I think I may have done enough. Reynor is now on 2 bases. There's a 3rd hatch still alive on the right side, 31 drones only. It does, I mean, Reynor actually is going to get a chance to spend his money though, right? As some of the lava kicks in off these bases, he will actually be able to build some stuff. Like, he had money, lava was the larger problem, and actually just finding a location to take a proper fight in. Hatchery down on the left, 7 additional Ultras still coming through. Nexus building up, the pylon on the way. The Ultras and the Lings coming over. Queen on the way up as well. Just going to be seeing the Tempest firing. The Hatchery taking a few more shots of damage. So that Hatchery will fall over on the left-hand side. Ling Ultra still building up. Corrupted Queen on the way through too. All those Ultras gathered together. Zoun into the center of the map here. Gonna push around. A couple shots coming through. Overseers and Corruptors taking some damage already. I mean, Reynor's 150 supply. I mean, if there's ever a fight he can win, this might be it. Like I say, Zoun's come back across. He might. Did he just let up for too long? Give Reynor a chance to build too much. Fungal's coming down. Corruptor Ultra getting a wrap around. There's an odd neural parasite in amongst there. Not sure what it's hitting. The issue is going to be the Tempests are going to be what's left. We're going to have to find a way to fight these Tempests. Right now, a Neural Archon is doing some of the work. The Tempest will kite away. I mean, there's no stopping the Ultras, I guess, though. 2 Immortals on the way up. But I think Reynor's done what he needed to. He's found the fight necessary to be able to take this down, and that is going to be absolutely huge as those Corruptors will get chased. I mean, the Tempests are annoying, and Reynor doesn't have a lot to get rid of the Tempest, but what, we're going to base trade with Tempest? That's going to be one of the slowest base trades of all time. And meanwhile, the Ultras are chomping their way through this, that, and whatever that they find on the other side of the map. 2 Immortals already popping out. Run those away, buy as much time as you can, get whatever you can available. Zoun trying to scramble together the final pieces of a defense. Ultras continue to go at it. There's Tempest coming back. I mean, the Tempest will eventually kill these Ultras off. Every Ultra you get rid of right now, the more chance the rest of the ground force will actually have of being successful. Like I say, we're building some Corruptors. We have an Infestor or 2 out. It'll be important to get them energy back on them. They can actually maybe do a lot still. But these Ultras are genuinely still dying. Zoun, is there a way? You know what's hilarious is that leaving this base alive previously is actually going to be kind of impactful, no? Like, this hatch still being up already? Because the mining right now from Reynor, that's his income, and that's why he's finding the chance to replenish his situation deep in this matchup. Game 2, down a game, 2-2, both of them in the group, looking to get to a winning record with 1 match left to play. Match is coming up, Lings and Purpose coming through, the Ultra's going to try and take a dive forward, couple Neurals coming down, the Tempest getting jumped on. The Neurals are kind of huge, honestly, and the few Corruptors will then be able to do enough. Zoun is going to say GG, Reynor is going to be able to get it done, and that's going to be a game 3. We're going to have in the bottom right-hand corner the red Zerg player able to turn it around in that previous game. It is Reynor. Yeah, what a honestly just kind of a wild series, and Reynor playing this composition that's so difficult to get done what you need to. Zoun in the top left-hand side is our blue Protoss player from Vitality. And yeah, still sticking with those double Stargates, so it's very quick to the Tempest once again. Which definitely set us up kind of moving through initially a little bit. where we get to on this map 3 then, as we all get a rolling. Overlord coming across the map, getting some scout information, looking to see what's going on. Next is on the way through. Hashgas and Pool coming up. A couple of drones on the way over. Cybercore building. Hatch and spawning pool coming up. Again, Nexus and the Cybercore both coming into place. And we'll see if there's going to be any changes on the kind of game plan from Zoun. I feel like both games has put him in a very winnable position. Even when it went really wrong last game, it felt like it was still winnable to some extent. So, let's see what happens here. I see Adept moving about, trying to see a little bit of what's going on. Let's see, Adept is going to get caught. The Fuelings and the Queen going after that there for a moment or two. Voidray will build and get settled down. And our Warp Gate will continue to come into place. Link speed will be finished. So that Voidray going to control the map for a little bit early. Take away some overlords of Reynor. Seeing the Voidray more and more in this modern day PvZ meta. It's kind of wild. It really was not. You know, there was a time where like, the Voidray's on its way was such a novelty thing to say. And now we say it more often than we don't. Okay, we're about to finish. Nexus on the way through. A couple of probes coming about. Let's just have a single Zergling at the front there as well. A single Oracle going to come down the map at the same time. Going to go across the other side initially. Constant Forge. We've seen this one before, but we'll see, like I say, if there's some changes from Zoun. See if he doesn't go into the Fleet Beacon as quickly. I wonder if there's anything Reynor can do to kind of change up how he's kind of approaching this as well. He's going to go layer Roachron right here. So at the very least, we know he's heading toward layer attack for this in Game 3. See what he can do with it there. There's the Oracle. And just apply some light pressure. Doesn't go for any drones just yet. Just a little peek around to see what's happening. Yeah, +1 blink all coming through. Those gates going up. Probes on the way. Extract is building through as well, adding on the land pollution chamber as well at the moment. Drones and overlords coming by. Just gonna see again, +1 blink coming up for the moment now. The Oracle will take a bit more damage. The Queen pushing the Oracle back the other direction. Drones coming through, the Fuelings and the Oversteel coming up, +1 missiles coming in. Get the additional extractors going by as the Voidray will hit the Zergling for a few moments. Hydroden is coming up. Temple Archives is producing. A couple of gates coming over. And we do have ourselves, yeah, Temple Archives, Robo Facility, the Blink, and the +1 upgrade all coming through. That Hydralisk Den is just over halfway done, and again, the +1 missiles will be starting up as well. Five Hydralisks on the way. There's the Temple Archives, Robo Facility, the few extra gates coming up as well. Going to have the +1 and the Blink coming through. Just have ourselves Storm is coming by also. A couple of the High Temple are producing, the gates on the way. And the Stalkers will get in after the Overseer for the moment. It's just going to get straight on for that. There's going to be the Baneling Nest building. The hatch is coming through and online. Again, the Storm are going to be a part of this as well. Right now, is just have the +1 armor and the Charge and the High Templar continue to come by for the moment. Hatchery builds over on the little center. Now a hatchery in the upper right as well. A couple of Stalkers going to play cleanup. And Charge is ticking along, coming up to being ready. So obviously with Storm on the way and no Stargates, we are going to see a different style of game. And then Reynor's obviously playing into these Hydras with the missile upgrade as well, most notably. Does have the Baneling Nest, but no Baneling speed just yet. Catches these Lings. Good catch, gets a few of them. And Zoun is pushing down to the bottom of the map here. Reynor has Groove Spines, but no Muscle Opens yet. So missing the Hydra speed, but has the Hydra range, which will help a little bit on this defense as we unfortunately hit a major lag spike. Is that me? Does the Korean server hate me? It's Pommy. Alrighty, guys. Gonna take a second for Pommy to lag out and get back to it. Had a feeling it was going to be me. Epic best of 3 series all the way to game 3, and we lag out. Typical. Alright, wait for me to drop and we'll get back to this.
Game paused.
Alright. Straight back. As we do have... This hatchery is in some trouble, so the Hydras are showing up. High Templars have Storms, so Reynor's got to respect the Storm. You've got to be very careful about how you move the Hydras because of that. He didn't really need this base. That's a 5th, right? So you've got a base top right-hand side, so I don't think it's the end of the world losing your 5th hatch. Cross on a fairly committed push right now. 66 workers, not setting up a 4th. You can see the Lings in the back looking for a run-in, but they're going to pop a Stasis Ward. They're going to get caught over there. Give us the idea of the threat of a wraparound kind of there, but... no Bane speed feels kind of rough right now, because it does mean the Banes would be very limited if they kind of came through. It's a beautiful Storm, though. And the thing is, we don't have tons of Storms, so I'm a little worried that we're going to run out fairly quickly if we drop them in 2 directions, and 2 on the top felt a little much. And there's one more Storm. I think that's it. No, the High Templars are very close to other Storms, but they're not ready yet. Bane's trying to run through and do what they can. We don't get on top of the High Templar. Maybe the Bane should have aimed at the High HTs, because then they maybe would have denied extra Storms coming through. You can see the High Templar getting the energy now. Reynor's done a pretty good job dealing with this right now. Decides to dive through this Storm. He will kill everything because Zoun is super committed into this natural. And that is going to be everything falling. We're going to reinforce with Zealots right now, but that's not going to do enough, I don't think, against the Hydras. We did kill the top right base, though. Okay, so Reynor becomes a 3-base Zerg during this defense. Uh-oh. That actually does change things a little bit. It was feeling like a cozy defense, but yeah, you lose the top right at the same time. I mean, you did kill everything of the Protoss, though, right? So you've got time to rebuild. We're going to see, yeah, Reynor makes, I think, the sensible call, which is, look at that. Tech up from this. Don't try and counterattack. Like, yeah, you're missing your 3rd. Just rebuild that. Get set. Like you say, you knock down a lot of the tech units of the opponent. So it's not like he can come swinging back toward you anytime too soon. So that's kind of a major kind of positive as well. So, yeah, I sort of like this a little bit more as the Oracle checks out the hatchery there for a few moments. Couple of Zealots, Cannon, and the Nexus still coming through. Make it a couple cannons, add the battery as well. Lurker halfway by. Lingbane Hydra still producing, +2 missiles are part of this. As the Ling Hydra wants to take a bit of a jump onto those Zealots, maybe. Doesn't quite get the chance to just yet, though. And more Stasis Ward just going to come straight down. Missile attack still coming up. 3 more Lurkers in production. Infestation Pits coming online. So Reynor is just going to play the tech up, but he's actually not in a great spot supply-wise. Archon, Zealot, High Templar about to arrive on the upper right as Reynor looks to play defense on this base. Cancels that hatchery up. There's already Zealots in the main base as well. This is going very wrong very quickly for Reynor as this game, I think, is slipping away from him. Zoun is looking to play cleanup right now across the board. A little revelation coming down on a couple of those lurkers as well. Fleet Beacon, Stargate going up right now. Just going to be seeing the rest of this army coming over as well. Look, then building up the hatchery on the way. The couple Stargates and Fleet Beacon all building here. The Lurk is going to unburrow and go elsewhere. I mean, Reynor's down so much army supply against a very good army as well. Zoun's being very safe going into the Stargates behind this, but I don't even think it's going to come to that, as I think he's going to cancel the left side base again as well, so that's going to be an issue. Reynor's pulling away to deal with it. I think the Zealot's just right-click, it's going down. It's a kill, not even a cancel. We have a couple of lurkers, but there's no hive in place, so we're not exactly in a great spot. Game is called, Zoun will win, and it's a 2-1 victory. Zoun gets a big win for himself on the day as he takes out Reynor.